very awkward intro. My name is Susan/Bambi, and this is Bambi's Rambles. In today's video, we are going to talk about Gabbie Hanna. Is Gabbie Hanna a monster? Is Gabbie Hanna a bully? Is Gabbie Hanna having a nervous breakdown? Should Gabbie Hanna be removed from social media? I have some thoughts and some feelings, and I've really wanted to talk about the past few days, but it's kind of triggering at the same time, and I'll tell you why it's triggering. Now, I'm guessing that 99% of us know what's happening. Don't come to me for recaps because you're not going to get recaps. She's obviously having a lot of drama with a lot of people. To be quite honest with you, that is null and void to my opinion. Honestly, it doesn't matter what anyone did to Gabbie Hanna. It's not about that. I don't really care about that. I care about Gabbie Hanna. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because Gabbie Hanna reminds me a lot of myself. When I was about I'm 28 now, I'm about to be 29 on the 18th of May, just so everyone knows. Now, she reminds me a lot of myself when I was between the ages of 17 to 21, 22. And that's not a mental diagnosis that I'm trying to give her or place on her, but she does, the way she becomes very defensive and very wild, which is not an excuse. Should never be an excuse. Your mental illness should never be an excuse. It should be an explanation to some degree, but never an excuse. Now, what I want to say is a couple of different things, but, you know, she reminds me a lot of myself in the way that she talks about things in ways that not everybody else is seeing it. Not that she's crazy or belongs on the funny farm, but she takes things very, very personally, like everything is a very personal attack, and she's quick to react, and it's very manic the way she goes off. And in saying that, in a lot of comment sections on a lot of different videos, and a lot of videos that are made on Gabbie Hanna, you know, it's a lot of people aren't keeping the same energy, because everyone wants to say, oh, Gabbie Hanna acts like a mental health advocate, but look what she's doing. Whilst dragging her in their videos. Pastel Bell, shout out to you, my friend, because I love your content and I love your channel, and I don't think that, you know, you were completely in the wrong with what you said, but you were very nasty, very passive aggressive in the way that you spoke about Gabbie Hanna. Yes, she is most likely having a nervous breakdown or some sort of episode that is coming from her mental illness. So you want her to be an advocate. You want people to be an advocate, but you don't offer any understanding or any empathy to what she's going through. I'm not saying that people should say, okay, she's having an episode, everything she says, don't worry about it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you cannot drag the girl. That's not going to help her. She's not going to see sense with that, right? She's not going to see anything. And Gabbie Hanna fans, you enabling her behavior, honestly, some people said they're young, we can't blame them. And you know what? I get that. I really, really get that. She's your favorite creator and you want to be there for her, and you want to help her, and you feel like she's being bullied and she's this and she's that, but you're not helping her. Gabbie Hanna needs help, and she needs understanding from people that this is a mental health episode that has become into something that's spilling out into her, showing a lot of anger, a lot of aggression, a lot of misunderstanding of and misinterpreting situations. So I see myself in Gabbie, and it makes me sad. It makes me really sad, because I know what I was going through then, and once I realized that I wouldn't say I was the problem, but I was digging my own grave, essentially, and I was participating or perpetuating my own turmoil. And I feel like that's why sometimes I've said in other videos why I don't leave my house is because I haven't yet been able to cope with certain situations, so I close myself away so I can learn in other ways. That's what I'm like. She shouldn't be pushed off the platform because obviously she loves it. She's creative. She's talented. She's all these things. You know, this whole time I've been talking, all I've had in my head is monster. Maybe I'm the monster. Like, it's just stuck in my head. Anyway, but you know what I mean? She needs people around her, including her fans, to not encourage this behavior by going and false flagging people's Instagrams or ripping people to shreds for posting videos. Stop doing that. You're enabling her behavior. Not that it's your responsibility, but if you love her so much and care for her so much, fucking stop. The people that are putting out videos on Gabbie Hanna and not giving, not that we should wear kid gloves with Gabbie Hanna, but also you don't need to go into this whole thing that Pastel Bell did. Again, nothing against Pastel Bell, but to go in and say, oh, she was the girl in high school that claimed that she was bullied, but she was the biggest bully, and like read her poetry and poke fun at it. You're just escalating the situation. You're escalating it. But then telling her she's not a real mental health care advocate. What are you doing in that video? What are you doing in that video to have the same fucking energy, honey? You're not doing nothing. You're adding on to her plate instead of just explaining that, okay, Gabbie, you need to stop using words such as narcissistic, abusers, and all these sort of gaslighting and all these things. People are throwing out these fucking terms like it's fucking Cocoa Pops. Like, stop. Do they have Cocoa Pops in America? Anyway, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. And that's why I've been sitting here thinking, do I make my video? Do I not make my video? And I was going to do my makeup while I did this video, but we're focusing. We're focusing, friends. I'm a little parched. But, you know, where am I? Where am I? I'm just literally like, this is like pissed me off in a way. Like, it's pissed me off because it's almost like you don't know where to go from here. You want to make her accountable for her actions and hold her accountable because her actions are her actions, okay? But you can't necessarily hold someone that is going through a very clear as day, mental health issue right now. You can't hold them accountable. You can't. Because all they're going to do is project and fight and fight and fight until they have nothing left in them. And then we have these things that Gabbie Hanna has talked about. Suicidal ideation and a lot of her anxieties about certain things. I don't want to add to that. And I don't think anybody wants to add to that. But I think people need to think about what they say before they post on the fucking internet. Okay? We don't need 75 videos about Gabbie Hanna as a horrible human being. We don't fucking need it. Can't people just put into the universe, yes, she has done this, and this wrong, but not attack her? And then say, oh, how can you say you're all about mental health and then you're going to act this way? This is what mental health does to people. This is the ugly truth, the ugly side of what some negative things that come from mental health, unresolved mental health issues. So in saying all of this, it might be a whole bunch of malarkey today. It might be a whole bunch of nonsense. But honest to God, stop. Just stop attacking her. Stop. Because we've got the meat. We've got the meat and potatoes of what she needs to hear, which is, Susan, what's going on with the hair? No. What she needs to hear is, Gabbie, the way you are reacting to this is very, very out of proportion. You're missing what's happening here. We understand to a degree why you would be upset that someone has called your poetry X, Y, and Z. But you have to understand that maybe you need to go and seek mental health help in order to learn. Just how I'm learning with how to take criticism and understanding criticism and not seeing everything as a personal attack, then you can project onto others. Now, this isn't a conversation that she can necessarily have with a bunch of strangers on the internet. It should be put out there with a lot of videos. It really should. And I just don't understand the hypocrisy of some people that want to come out here screaming and yelling that Gabbie Hanna is an evil so-and-so, and she's this and she's that, and she's faking, using it as an excuse and all these sorts of things. It's not a fucking excuse. It's not an excuse, but you can't make someone see reason like this. You cannot. Because if someone did all this to me when I was 21 years old and acting and behaving the way Gabbie Hanna is now, I would listen to nobody. I would not listen to nobody. And that was when it comes to a point where everyone kind of needs to calm down with your commentary on Gabbie Hanna. Explain that maybe not to remove her from the platform or deplatform her or cancel her or whatever it is, but maybe she does need to hear that, we do see that there is creative aspects to you and you do have incredible talents. But with all the money and all the fame and all these things that you have, please go and get yourself some help. Her PR team, her family, her everything need to be advocates for her behind closed doors and help her through this, because this is scary. Do you know what I mean? This is scary for Gabbie. But it's also very, very frustrating to see in the comment sections of videos where people are saying, she's the narcissistic one. She's the one she looks like she has BPD. She's crazy. She's this, she's that. And people with mental illnesses, such as myself, will think, fuck, people are just going to think I'm going to fly off the handle like Gabbie Hanna. Which is very possible if you don't get the right help and support and understanding things like crisis management, your triggers, your self-care routines, things that you can do to come back to a normal space and then react. I'm not saying to handle her with kid gloves. I'm really, really not. But don't be up here talking about mental health support and advocacy for different things, and then raging on this girl when she is showing a side of mental health that is not okay to be seen by everybody else. I don't understand it. And it's pissing me the fuck off. It's pissing me the fuck off. We're not going to sit here and pile on this girl's plate. Yes, she made her bed. But why do we have to have 75 fucking people post the same fucking videos about how fucking horrible she is, and she's the constant victim of YouTube, and she's this and she's that, instead of understanding the fact that this girl is not okay, and kind of cater what you're saying to her audience, to her family, to her that might strike a nerve in her or a thing in her. I'm not saying you can talk sense, but maybe you're not even trying, to be honest. But maybe you can try and talk sense into Gabbie, that you have had talent since Vine, girl. You have had fucking talent since Vine. You have had 2 books. Some might think negatively of your books. Some might think positively of your books. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is you having peace within yourself and love for yourself and understanding for yourself that you should get some help. And people need to understand how we can help or hinder a situation like this. Because everyone seems to feel like they're so fucking well-versed in mental health and well-versed in, oh, I can just tell by this video that she's a narcissist, and I can tell by this video she's got BPD, and this, well, she's probably depressed behind the scenes. What is that doing for anybody? Like, tell me, quite honestly, what is that doing for anybody? To roast her in a video, what is that doing for anybody? What is that doing for Gabbie? What is that doing for the community? What is that doing for anybody? It's not doing fuck all. It's going to make Gabbie angrier, and she's going to go out and do more crazy shit because she's not okay right now. You're teaching her fans, you're showing her fans that they love her, and they're seeing her angry and hurt and upset, and they want to be there for her, so they go fight tooth and nail on these videos, and all you're getting is people in comment sections fighting and diagnosing. You got Gabbie Hanna tagging people in her Instagram stories and going off tap on people. Who is this helping? What is this doing? It's not doing anything. And I understand to an extent why Trisha released some voice memos and things like that. But Trisha Paytas has also said, I can see that something is wrong here and something is happening here. And I understand why Trisha says, leave me alone, stay away from me, I have to block her. But maybe I'm naive. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, and maybe I'm too, I don't know. Give me a word in the comment section. Maybe I'm too something with this situation, because I just feel like, can't people get in touch with someone in her personal life that can help her? The same way that Jacqueline Glenn and her group of friends went to go help Eugenia Cooney because she needed help. Gabbie Hanna needs help. And in saying that, she might need time away from the internet to process and understand what her triggers are, what her crisis management is, and how she can really help herself. And not for anything more than herself. She needs help. She needs understanding of herself. And I would honestly hate to be in her position when I have felt that way about myself when I was younger, and before I had DBT and CAT, and I had all these different therapies and medications and things like that that have helped me. I would hate to be Gabbie right now seeing half of these videos. And I will go back to Pastel Belle, because that video was just so offensive and so unnecessary. So unnecessary, Belle. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you breaking up everything that was said and everything that was done, because I wanted to watch a video like that. But when you come in with all your snark and all your, you know, someone like this being on the New York bestsellers list, like, why is that Gabbie's fault? Like, why can't, like, so people can't have a nervous breakdown or act in your words, Belle, unhinged. You said unhinged that many times in that video. And some of the comments in your comment section were vile. And I don't know. I just felt like you added on to something that didn't need to be added on to. In a very snarky, it's almost like you were bullied in school, and the mean girl that bullied you is having a breakdown, and you're relishing in that. I don't know, and I'm not sure if that's going to go over well with people. It quite frankly might not, but we can't sit there and plaster this woman as a fucking monster and a big bully and all these sorts of things without understanding maybe where it comes from, and understanding how we can maybe help the situation and understand the situation. Because if that was your friend, if that was your mate, if that was your wife, if that was your girlfriend, or, you know, someone like that in your life that was having an absolute episode, is that how you would behave towards them? Just think about it. I genuinely want to know. And Rachel Oates, you know, I am nothing against her. I think, I love her voice, by the way. Love. Anyway, and she's so talented and so smart, and I feel like she did not deserve this at all. She did not deserve this at all. And I'm not making excuses for Gabbie, but this could have been anybody. This could have been anybody. As everyone said, she critiqued your book 5 months ago. She's having she's having an episode. Something is happening with Gabbie. And I think that everybody, love or hate Gabbie right now, can actually help in a certain way, as opposed to piling on top of someone who already has perceived judgments placed on her, perceived that she's, hated by the world and cancelled and all these different things. She's perceiving that. So why make it a reasonable thing that she's perceiving by piling on top of it? She's done some fucked up stuff, but let's just get her to get some help for herself and understanding for herself so she can have peace in her own life, return to the internet, and we can hold her accountable for things so she can understand it better and grow from it. Because currently she's not going to grow and understand any of this right now the way she is. And I think she should be a mental health care advocate in the way of, this is what happens when you don't take care of your mental health. And I don't want Gabbie to view my video as not that she's going to see it, but if she does, Gabbie, honey, my love, I don't want you to view my video as another person coming out and attacking you, or coming out and saying that you are completely wrong. There are some things in which you are justified, but your reactions and your continuation of drama and building and building and building and building and not seeing things the same way other people see them is only hurting yourself, honey, because you get stuck in your mind where you're confused, you're guilty, you're upset, you're all these things. So you need to get some help for yourself, because you deserve a happy life, you deserve a stable life, you deserve all the love and kindness and understanding to yourself. Then you can give it to others. Because I think when you gave her that book to critique, I think you were probably in a really better place. And you gave her that book to critique, and obviously something has gone wrong on your journey. Not wrong, but you've made a misturn somewhere or a misstep somewhere on your turn, on your journey, and this is what's come of it. So let's look at Gabbie Hanna not as the biggest villain on the internet, but look at her as an example of, if we don't take care of our mental health day in and day out, these are the things that can come from it. But also, don't look at Gabbie Hanna and think that everybody else with mental illness or mental health issues or concerns will fly off the handle at any point when you give criticism. We need to stop all this. And Gabbie, you have to stop using the words like gaslighting and narcissistic abuser and things like that, because narcissism is a mental illness. These things are very heavy words that people live with. It's the same example when people talk about, I have OCD, as if it's the most flippant thing in the world, when there's people that really live with that and struggle with that. So people need to keep the same fucking energy in every fucking way possible when it comes to Gabbie Hanna. Give critique and criticism to Gabbie, but give her understanding of why she might need some more help and support through what she's going through, and that we do care and love her as a human being, and she deserves this help for herself. Her fans, stop enabling her behavior. I don't care what age you are. I'm sorry. I know they're young, they're naive. What better time to learn it? What better time to learn that when your friend or your idol or someone in your life, you don't allow them or perpetuate or enable or fucking do all these things to continue their behavior and feed the negativity that goes on within them. If you love them and care about them, sit them down and explain to them any way you can, over the internet, fucking in a video, send a pigeon, do whatever you gotta do. to make sure that Gabbie knows that there are people out here that love her, care about her, want her back on the fucking platform, want her back on any platform, want her to do more music. Because right now, she needs to hear that. Because all your criticism videos and all your negativity videos and all your this isn't how you do things and what is wrong with you, Gabbie, and mama, the biggest victim on YouTube and she was never shadow banned and all these things, it's not going to get through to her. I'm sorry. I know everyone has their opinion and you want to put your opinion on the internet, and I absolutely get it. But who are you catering to? You're not catering to Gabbie because she's not going to hear it right now. You're not catering, you're feeding into the negative thoughts that she has in her mind that the whole of YouTube and the whole of Twitter and the whole of fucking the planet hates her by doing this. But if you sat in front of a camera or in front of your fucking keyboard or something like that and explained to her, Gabbie, I have been where you have been, my love. I understand that you are going through something. Something is happening here, and I want you to know, and we want you to know, and the world wants you to know, and the Pope wants you to know, and everyone wants you to know that we will be here. We will be here when you are ready to come back and be okay, because you deserve that. But I'm done rambling. I love you all so much, and we're having a bad skin day. What a vibe. But yeah, remember, please, my friends, keep the same energy. Love you. Bye. Remember to like and subscribe.